The debt spiral. This is a global issue, right? You have U.S. as a reserve currency in a debt spiral. You have Canada, the EU. I'm saying like most countries in the EU, and so much more countries like the emerging countries. It's even worse. It's a global debt spiral. This is a toxic talk for today. Now, how do you protect yourself? Right? There's something called like entrance. Okay. Here's why you need the entrance. So when you have a debt spiral, right, kick off, or you could call that like, this is not really the Crackup boom moment. This is in the debt system. The debt spiral is when it's a Crackup boom to the investors, right? The investors see it, it's over, right? It's over. It's just gonna get worse and worse. There's no fixing into this. So this is the debt spiral, right? And the Crackup boom basically means when it go to the main street, it's when people realize inflation is gonna get worse and worse. Right? For now, most people think that like the price is gonna come down. Right? This is what they think, but the reality is prices will never come down. How many times did you see like a year ago or 2 years ago the price of something went down, like for a long time? No, it's not gonna come down. It may come down for a little bit, but the trend is up. Right? When I saw fuel go down a little bit, I get more fuel. Right? People laugh and say, "Oh no, it's gonna go even more." No, I get more fuel because I don't trust anybody. What anybody is saying. Oh, they're gonna have a meeting. They're gonna pass a law, pass Inflation Reduction Act, all this nonsense. I don't believe it, right? So I act for myself, right? So you have to have this mindset in this world where it's a war on the individual, a war on property right. Now, I was talking about the debt spiral and the Crackup boom. The Crackup boom, like if you didn't live in hyperinflation countries before, like, but you can look at that in YouTube videos to see in places like Venezuela and Zimbabwe, people when they get paid, right, they just take the money and right away go purchase with it, right, buy food, because they know it's gonna be more expensive the next day. You see, this is the Crackup boom. It's like when people are thinking like to the now, and they basically look at the world and look at everything as just temporary. I think, okay, this price is now, but tomorrow it's gonna be more expensive. Let me get it now. You see? So nobody wanna hold the currency anymore. That's the Crackup boom moment. And the debt spiral in the financial market, right, is happening when nobody wanna buy the country's debt anymore. Right? When nobody wanna buy the country's debt, everybody trying to get get out of the currency, right? So that's the debt spiral. And you look at like debt to GDP around the world, right? So the GDP are negative, right, around the world. Look, now, how can you tell me you're running a business, right? You're losing money. You are a loser. So how you probably gonna, when I say you, I'm talking about the countries. So if the country is a loser, how basically this country gonna make profit? Like, where the money gonna come from? It's coming from the taxes, like from people who are not even making enough to feed themselves. So it's like you trying to, get blood out of dead works. So it's really like, it's really unreal what's going on, and it's gonna get worse. You see, so 87,000 IRS agent to go after the single mom who can't buy a gallon of milk, right? She have to pour water in the milk to feed her kid. That's why you hire all those agents to go after those people, right? So anyways, it's just like it's absurd. It's just like, it's crazy what's going on, and unfortunately it's gonna get worse, right? It's just it's just gonna get worse. So how you protect yourself? You need insurance. The insurance is when the Crackup boom happened, okay? When this moment where people are not holding the currency anymore, right? You have an insurance, right? Imagine you wake up and your currency worth 10 times less. So the money you make at work, right, becomes worthless. So they pay you, you have to work 10 times more hours. So you work 40 hours a week. Now it's costing you like something like double that, 80 hours a week for the same like food you used to buy, for the same stuff, right? How are you gonna be able to afford a kid now? No way, right? There's no way. So this is the death spiral, and this is the Crackup boom. And hey, think about it. Is that intentional? Is that a mistake? Are they stupid? In my opinion, all of the above. All of the above. So it's really up to you to find a solution for yourself, for your family, okay? So, and most people try to ignore this. They don't get this. And I understand, because they never experience like inflation, like high volume inflation before. They never sit down and look their money, going the drain before. So that's why they don't get it. But I'll tell you, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So it's all the same. All fiat currencies are going to zero. It's just like the fact. Just sit and wait. You're gonna see. If you just wanna look at your money going down, just look at it, and it's gonna go down. Like double-digit inflation in UK and in most countries, right? And the only reason why it's not like inflation is not like at level of 50%, like already, is because the measure, right? The way they measure inflation is just by the preferred way of measuring inflation. You see, the same people causing the inflation are the one telling everybody what's the like fundamental right way to measure the inflation. You know what I mean? And now they are talking about their preferred way of measuring inflation. So the way you are measuring it is bad, and now they have their own way. And it all depends on what they did, what they want to measure, include in that measurement. They don't include even food. Like that, the most fundamental way, the number one thing you need to go to work to keep this economy going. They don't include that, right? Like fuel, inflation, all those things, right? All those meaningful things, energy, right? So It's all a Ponzi scheme. It's a clown wheel. So, anyways, this was the toxic talk for today. Protect yourself from the cracker boom and the debt spiral. And the entrance for that, to me, in my opinion, is Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is independent from any central bank in the world. Bitcoin is independent, is non-correlated to any country, any like any state, any government, because any country, like when, let's say, Canada fell, right? For example, U.S. may not fail. The currency of US may not fail. So because you was in Bitcoin, right? So you get the protection because when Canada fell, right, Bitcoin will stand the same at the same price, right? You understand? So Bitcoin will stand up. So when like Canada Canadian currency go to zero, but Bitcoin stand up. But or maybe and after Canada, let's say US fell, like UK fall, right? When UK fall, Bitcoin will still stand like a rock, right? So and then other countries will keep going. So each country that fell, Bitcoin stand. So this is the uh, uh this is the credit swap, or basically the insurance, right? So, anyways, this was the toxic talk today, guys. Hope you enjoy, and I'll see you again. I'm gonna go inside to start working. Try cover.